Yo guys, what's happening? Episode 58. Whoa, look at me.
What's going
Episode
on?
68 of the Wresthings
One
podcast. Trust me,
One
fam.
load.
I'm so sorry. Episode 68 of the Wresthings podcast. I'm joined by a very, very special guest.
Long overdue.
Trust me.
Long
We'll
overdue.
call him a legend. Hey Logan,
Who else
Jack
is-
that.
Who else is in it?
Wrestling's War Report.
Hey,
going
Logan
on?
Summers in the building, baby.
Hello.
Been a long time coming. I think we're trying to practice for like a whole year, like 2 years since the
For a
beginning.
minute, since the beginning, but he managed to come on the 5v5.
Yeah.
Done his thing.
Some very
That's a
questionable,
job.
very questionable decisions there.
Showed up, you know, on his bits and that. As you know, we always start with the intro, so boys, take it.
When I say go up, you say daddy. Go up.
Daddy!
Go up.
Daddy!
It's the strong style rating, leg drop hating, big back rubbing, Chris Jericho loving, son of a gun. It's your boy Delba. I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
Mr. Swoldy
Are you
Lee,
gonna reveal the show
aka
now,
our family get there. Swoldy Lee, aka the Cargill Maniac, aka the Black Velvet to your Red Velvet, aka listen, I'm part of the HMAs. I will never deny it now. I won't deny it. You're part of it. You're part of it. You're part of it. I'm also the leader of the God Forgive Me for Busting Club. You know what time it is. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Don't worry. Back on the podcast. You know what time it is. T-shirts out right now. Link in description. Make sure you get that, fam.
I see you shining, broski.
Come on, man.
Okay, I'm impressed.
I see that.
Fuck you, man. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Hey, already. You guys have watched episodes, yeah? See this guy here? This guy always comes up with new T-shirts, fam. And this one here is one of the most impressive.
Oh, man's got the gun fingers and everything.
Yeah, man.
I like it still. I like it still. Right, let's go, man.
Not bad. It's not
Yes,
bad.
definitely. It's not bad at all. Definitely.
I had to come back with a bang, man. Come on.
It's your boy Sam Blacks, Mr. Controversial, Underdone, Mr. Hot Takes now, Mr. 100,000. Oh my God, Mr. 150 million%.
Come on.
Get me. Controversial files, all of that. I'm
Percentages
also
only.
back. I've been gone for a couple of weeks, but I'm here too. Come on, done though. Love it.
Yo, people, it's your boy NK, aka the man of the hour, too
Sweet to be sour.
You're back, live and direct in the flesh, you feel me?
And yes, Mr. Nafi. Logan, take it away, bro. As you know,
Man, no sold the intro, fam.
no sold
promo game.
Fam.
What for the promo
Promo
game?
bro. You man.
Man done the finger poker doom, fam. Man,
I've Vince Russo the thing, fam. You man must know by now. Yeah? I do not do promos no more. I'm done with the promo thing, fam. It's not working out. I'm just gonna come in the ring announcer thing. It's a Nafi. I'm in the ring. Done. I got the top rope and I do this. I'm done. Celebrate like Alan Shearer, fam. Yeah.
What you saying, an 80s jobber?
Fam, 80 jobber, fam. 80
You're
jobber,
just in
fam.
the ring in your
in the ring
tights.
already.
Fam, I'm like this. I'm ready. I'm ready.
This one.
Undertaker comes in, I shit myself, fam. Yeah, like this. Hey, what's going on?
You're just there doing this.
Just yeah.
Fam.
I'm a jobber now, fam. Fuck it. Logan, as you know, when you come on this podcast, you got to cut the hottest promo all the time.
Not really a
I
promo
trust you,
guy.
bro. I believe in you. I have
Not a
faith in you.
promo guy.
If you can just give me a
I'm a
few
work
words.
rate guy.
That's a decent one, yeah.
That's all. Sorry, man.
That's all, yeah.
Sweet, fam.
Feel sweet.
We will see the work rate on this podcast today.
Let's go straight into it, man. Let's not beat around the bush. Obviously, as you know, this podcast is the Kenny discussion part 2. Kenny discussion part 1 was quite heated. It was unfair in my, to be honest, in my eyes, because I thought that NK was just running the thing by himself. Laps was there. Laps is obviously like a believer in a Kenny Omega.
Laps was vibes. Laps was just vibes.
Laps
Laps was just vibes in, fam.
I'll be dead real with you, yeah. I don't tolerate Kelly slander in it, but I feel like certain things need to be discussed, and I think this is the best way to start off is this. I feel like if a lot of wrestlers were in Kenny's position, yeah, I feel like they'll be the best wrestlers in the world as well.
Hill and
Not a
Nafi
lot.
is here.
Not a lot, maybe
How
one.
would they?
Hill and
How?
Nafi
As in, okay, cool.
How would they?
Okay.
Because the only reason he's in that position is because of what he does in the ring. He's not great promo.
Yeah.
He's not like a guy that's doing big social media campaigns. He just goes to parts unknown and has 5-star matches with guys.
That's
But I mean,
people
that's-
can't
that's
do that.
the honest truth.
No,
Man
that's
can't
the
do that.
honest truth. That is the honest truth.
He went down to fucking AAA and had a 5-star match with Laredo Kid.
So I think okay. Let me pause this.
I told you the guy's overrated anyway, fam.
No, I'm
That's
not-
the honest
I don't
truth.
think he's-
No,
I'm
but
watching-
he is though, because to be a complete superstar, you can't just be good in the ring. You
This
can't.
isn't about superstar though. This is a
It is,
conversation
it is,
about
though,
wrestling.
because
It's
you
not
know,
superstar.
So what is then? Wrestler, superstar?
Okay, but wrestler because
WWE's killing our people.
No,
That's
no,
the
no,
truth.
it's not.
WWE's killing our people. That's the truth though.
No, because I am a bit hyper. I don't smoke no more. You know, I'm very hyper. Yeah, 2 weeks, come on, you know. But you know, I just feel like in this day and age, yeah, you can't just be the wrestler to be the guy now. You need more than that, bro. You need to be a superstar. That means you need to be good in the ring, you need to cut a good promo, and you need to make the fans pay attention to you, bro. Not just for your in-ring skills.
I mean,
But
people are paying attention to Kenny Omega.
No. But if you want to talk about in-ring skills, that can be for a lot of wrestlers, bro.
All right, so
But not to his level,
let
though.
me counter that with, over the last 4 years, he's notably sold like more tickets than any wrestler in the Western world. The first guy to get sellouts for numerous promotions, main eventing. Buy rates have been mental when he's appeared for other promotions as well. Do you know what? He's not John Cena. He's not Roman Reigns. Yeah, he's not. But he's a draw. Makes money. Do you know what I mean? So I hear what you're saying because he's not like a Hulk Hogan, like mad charismatic John Cena, crazy The Rock, even Steve Austin. Like he's not that at all. He's not that. But he's also not a Bret Hart either.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's in the middle, I think. So for me, like, I watch a Kenny match because I know when the bell rings to when the bell rings, that's the best shit I'm going to see on the night.
Fair.
Without a doubt. But criticism on the bit that he did there or the delivery of the promo with that guy or he chipped in and it was a little bit floundery and The Rock was better or this guy or even Seth Rollins might be more charismatic here and there. Yeah, I'll hear all that. That's I think that's fair criticism. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think...
That's why I just feel everyone on this Kenny bandwagon like he's Mr.
I don't think it's a bandwagon per se.
I slightly do feel it is.
Do you know what it is? I feel like it's a thing. Like it's
Sorry.
Like AK said, if you were there at the time or the beginning when he first came up, you'd be more on it. But I feel like as time's gone on, I've stepped back and I've watched a few matches. I've done my Googles, as Gareth will say, and I've kind of like appreciated Kenny in a way. But
Was it Gareth that said that?
now Gareth commented on the.
Oh, do your Googles?
Yeah, he said load on his Googles this week.
Oh,
So
getting on to everyone in the group chat. You might do your Googles. That's what I should put on my AK as well.
I feel like if you hear about these guys before you've seen them,
That's another thing as well.
you're anti, innit?
You're more inclined to just say, you know what,
You're
because
anti-
everybody's on it,
Yeah.
everybody's probably gassing. He's probably not as good as people say. But when you actually watch Kenny Omega's matches, bro, Kenny brings something completely different. Yeah, as much as people will say stuff like, oh, Kenny's a RVD rip-off, he's this rip-off, but bro, what he does in that ring, whether it's a 10-minute match,
Bruv,
whether it's a 30-minute match,
Who
whether
said
it's a
he's a
60,
RVD rip-off?
whether it's a 60-minute match, bro, Kenny delivers more people.
bro.
Yeah, delivers.
Yeah.
Delivers. That's why I can't say he's overrated. You can't, because the thing is, I understand where you're coming from, because
I don't even see him rated like that though. Honestly,
I really don't. I've seen
don't
Kenny in the
see
ring.
him rated
I think he's incredible, but I think a lot of men can wrestle too. That's just the honest truth.
No, there are
Seth,
lots.
if you want to talk about the top caliber,
No, but do you know
bro,
what, Sam?
a lot of people
I feel
can do in-ring performances, bro.
Do you know what it is? I think for me, how I'm looking at it is this. I feel like if a lot of wrestlers were basically like, were in Kenny's position, would they be seen as the best wrestler in the world?
The only person I personally think that could be in that position is Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
That's what I'm saying.
Other than that, there's nobody else that I think.
Seth Rollins has been in that position though, in the biggest company in the world, and no one said he's the best wrestler in the world.
But in terms of like the match quality, I don't think he's ever going to get the match quality Kenny's getting.
That's only because WWE would allow him to push him to his full potential.
And
That's
because the
only
opponents
reason.
he has.
That's the only
Seth
reason.
is not in Japan. Seth hasn't got the Okadas or the Tanahashis or Natos. There's nobody in WWE that's I could even put on that level in terms of work rate.
Bruv, I mean, Kenny's got matches like that out of Michael Elgin.
Michael Elgin isn't bad though.
Fucking,
Michael Elgin's actually
No,
good.
he's good, but he's not like we
Yeah.
put him as the one of the premium wrestlers in the world, isn't it? But
I
he's
mean, in
got-
terms of big men, I
he's got
probably
them out
would.
of Ishii.
In terms of
like,
big men, yeah. Okay, not Ishii.
they're
He's
not
better
like
than Ishii, but-
superstar guys. And then he's gone and wrestled like Laredo. Ray Phoenix twice.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, you put him in the ring with like, he needs to be in the ring with this guy, that guy. Like
he shows up.
He's consistently delivered.
the only person that I would honestly hear in the conversation with Kenny is AJ Styles. That's active now.
Oh my! Come on, bro.
That's the only person I'm hearing.
But I just feel that like, I don't know, maybe from the last podcast I just kind of felt a type of way when we were talking about the whole promotion thing. Man, said that AJ Styles not credible, but that's another subject, innit? Maybe because I kind of feel a type of way.
I'll ask Logan.
AJ is definitely on that level.
I'm gonna ask Logan that same question after.
Yeah, 100%.
But the thing is, when it comes to like AJ and Kenny have always been in that conversation. Like, have always been in the conversation. The thing is, it's like you have to see what Kenny Omega's run was in New Japan, and even his AEW run. People like to say, his AEW run isn't good. His AEW run, listen, his AEW run has been sick. If you think about matches, the match he had with Pac, the match he had with Adam Page, the match he had with John Moxley at All Out, the matches he had with the Lucha Bros as a tag team. Okay. Bro, his tag team run has been sick. His tag team
matches have been mad in AEW.
So sick. Like, even because people are saying, it's not life changing, it's not mad. But the thing is, his AEW one has been very good, and you combine that with his New Japan one, which was historic. Like, we have to call it what it is. What we witnessed with that New Japan one was historic. It was. You have to give credit to that. You saying that, I feel not a lot of man could do it, because how many Gaijins have been in New Japan and main event in the Wrestle Kingdom? None. Him, like, how many Gaijins have won? You can say Mandem can do. They haven't done it though. They haven't done it. Will Ospreay's been in the company how many years? Only now is he getting the opportunity to be champion. Only now. Even guys that we rate like Jay White.
Jay White didn't draw money either.
Let's be honest. Like, let's be real here. Like, and the thing is, we have to, because all I'm hearing from a lot of the arguments is, he's not in WWE. That's basically the main question.
The argument I'm hearing is that there has to be a total package of, he has to be able to cut promos. Fam, Kenya showed that you don't even have to do, like, he doesn't have to do that.
But there's been superstars that we rate that don't do that.
Sick point, you know.
Kenny doesn't have to do that.
Because Don Callis this year has been one of the most revolutionary Don Callis this year has been like one of the most breakout characters in the wrestling industry in time. Like, that management role and the promos that he's cutting in that company are sensational.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Sensational. So, like, you can say, he's not the full packaging thing. Well, he's got the full package there. Do you know what I mean? That's like saying, back in the day, because, you know, like Heenan was managing, man, it don't count. No, because it did, because that was the package.
No, fair enough.
And the thing is, it's like, you see the whole total package argument, Would you say Brett's a great promo? Brett
can cut a decent promo. Brett can cut a decent promo.
Is he a great promo, though?
He's
better than Kenny. That's what I'll say.
Marginally.
I don't think he's better than Kenny, because Kenny's got more personality than him. But for me, I hear when you're saying about great promo, I'll take that on board, because for me, a great promo is The Rock. A great promo is John Cena.
100%.
I can't put Kenny there because he's not there. Great promo is Steve Austin, like electrifying promos. But who's cutting promos like that now in wrestling today?
Eddie Kingston.
Maybe one or two. Maybe one or two of them, like, super corny Cody promos that he's cutting.
Okay.
And the thing is, you just said AJ. Is AJ electrifying promo? No.
AJ never has been.
A lot of these men get the job done. So it's like, well, we're putting measuring sticks for certain wrestlers and saying, but we know AJ's body of work is good, so we excuse the promos. The same argument applies to Kenny. His body of work, it makes up for his lack of promo ability.
No, you're right.
Because when you look at Kenny's body of work in the ring, I'm so sorry. There's no man's wrestler in terms of Kenny's era. Their CV don't stack up to him. When you compare CVs, I'm so sorry. Kenny's CV is greater. It is. A lot of man of this era. Name some.
Besides AJ,
I wouldn't say. I didn't
because
say
he's
era.
not. Because he's
They're not the
like,
same
and it's
era.
very
They're not
simple.
the
I'll tell you
same
the
era.
one simple reason. You're not going to go
Because
he's in WWE.
No,
but it's very simple.
that's-
Alright,
But it is very
I'll
simple.
counter that, because AJ's run in New Japan wasn't as good as Kenny's run in New Japan.
That's true. But what
I
I'll
mean,
say,
he had the IC match
IC.
with
Didn't he have
Shinsuke.
Nakamura?
Shinsuke.
yeah, Naka.
IWGP with
Yeah.
match with
But the thing is, I wouldn't even compare their runs because AJ's run was short. It was just literally a come and go. He was there for a few years, and then
But Kenny's wasn't mad long.
It was
to be
two. It
honest
was
with you.
around about Kenny's run at the top was 2017. Well, actually, the
I'm talking in terms of like longevity. Kenny had a longer run in in New Japan.
Yeah, but it was like maybe a year and a half longer. It's not like he was there for time.
No, but remember, prior he was there with Kota Ibushi. He was there. Then he left for DDT. Done a few indies, then came back. I mean, totality. What I'm talking,
That's like saying Kenny was a fucking WWE because he was in the fucking development. Like,
no, fair enough.
Okay, if we're talking about their heavyweight run, because obviously Kenny had a lot of time.
I don't even know, but even the junior run was like levels as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was one of the best. Yeah, 100%.
It was so sick, and the thing is, it's like again, it's like we can't like I said this last podcast here, but. When it comes to, I understand WWE is the biggest company, but WWE isn't indicative of the entire wrestling industry. Things are happening, especially in the modern era. Things are happening outside, in where you have to pay attention to it. In the conversation of wrestling, yeah, you like Sam is a diehard WWE guy, but he has to say Kenny Omega's name.
Yeah,
because imagine a guy that hasn't wrestled in a Western company, yeah, drawing so much attention to where casual non-WWE fans are hearing him in conversation. He's wrestling in a company that's not even based in the Western Hemisphere, and that's how impactful.
I would say that New Japan has already earned that credibility anyway, of being recognised. A lot of people know about New Japan now.
Yeah, but
look what Shinsuke was doing.
Off the back of
Everyone's
that,
saying Shinsuke's the best wrestler in the world.
So when Shinsuke was on top, they were not running shows worldwide. They weren't getting the subscriptions worldwide. They did the show at the Pyramid that I went to. What the hell?
I know. Strong Style Evolved. Was it
the first show they did?
Was it the one where it was Golden Lovers versus Young Bucks? Strong Style Evolved.
Yeah. And then they did the Cow Palace show.
Yes.
And Kenny main evented both of those. Okay. Big buy rates. At the same time, Hot Topic. Shot in. Bullet Club shirt.
Bullet Club too. Every time I go to America to buy Bullet Club tees,
Bullet Club shirts were the most prevalent scene shirts at WWE shows.
Yeah.
Like we cut, like, do you know what I'm saying? And all this argument about drawability, yeah, when it comes to certain superstars, it's like, cool. You can say, let me say something like a Roman Reigns draws because he has the benefit of being in the biggest company in the world. I'm not saying Roman Reigns wouldn't draw outside, but you have to understand he has the machine of the biggest wrestling company in the world.
That's definitely true.
That's just a fact. So when you're talking about man, yeah, that have literally proven time and time again that they can draw without the biggest machine marking them, to the point where their man can make a show called All In and sell out 10k tickets and fund it independently. Bro, them man are draws.
That's impressive.
Them man are draws. So this drawability argument only happens because Mandem are in WWE. And if you want to, I know people be like, what about The Rock and Austin? Fam, they were in the era where wrestling was a part of pop culture the way it isn't today.
And competition, and there's a lot of competition.
Do you know what I'm saying?
More competition then as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of the arguments we have against a lot of arguments we have against Kenny Omega is simply due to the fact that he's not in WWE. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah, that's 100, but it is though. I won't be real. That is though.
That
is though. I just feel like in this. Okay, maybe I'm just being an old school attitude era head in it, but I just feel that like for you to become a complete, for me, yeah, you have to have a little run in WWE.
So was AJ? So if AJ never wrestled in WWE, would he be an incomplete wrestler?
I would look at his career like I'd look back at
So
AJ's
if Sting didn't sign with WWE when he did, he would be.
No.
And that's completely different.
Sting,
no, but it's still
Sting-
WWE at the end of the day. It's still WWE at the end of the day.
super washed in WWE.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying there is very, very true and valid for the last 30 years. Yeah, where if you didn't go to WWE because it was the biggest show in town, then you are missing out in it. Like there is a big demographic of people that wouldn't have seen you. Like there's man that ran their career in ROH and maybe ECW before it and whatever. I never ended up coming through. More of the smaller guys like guys like Amazing Red, that are incredible, revolutionary workers, but the average wrestling fan ain't gonna know who they are because they never. However, now, it's a great example. However, now, like Jay Lethal. Yeah. Jay Lethal's another example. Do you know what I mean? Like the stuff that he's done in his career.
Incredible.
Fantastic stuff. But the average wrestling fan ain't going to really know that much about him. Whereas now, the average wrestling fan not like our generation that grew up on Attitude Era. The average wrestling fan just goes on social media and they see GIFs and clips and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like Ospreay and Ricochet can do their thing in Tokyo, and it goes viral on the internet, and everyone knows who Ricochet and Ospreay are now because
to the point where as well, it's like, for example, let me use Shinsuke Nakamura example. To the point where like these like matches that happen elsewhere are so ingrained within the wrestling community that WWE are openly acknowledging that this is a dream, that this is a match that people have wanted. WWE are openly acknowledging that AJ versus Shinsuke is something you want to see based on something happening in a different company.
WWE even acknowledged, and they took the video down, but Seth Rollins put up a video when they were asking people like, "Oh, who would you like to wrestle?" He said, "Yeah, Kenny Omega."
Kenny Omega.
And they took the video down, but it went up like, so they acknowledged it at the time. I mean, you can look at it's a really valid point about whether or not going to WWE cements your career and history, because I obviously like fell in love with wrestling as a kid in the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior era. I became a fanatical wrestling fan in the Attitude Era and the Monday Night Wars, but like I became an actual nerd about it in like the early Ring of Honor era. And like back then, if I'm gassed on internet forums about Samoa Joe versus CM Punk 2 or whatever, the only way you're seeing that is, where can I get a tape from? DVD from? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I've heard about this match. I can just see it immediately anywhere I want. Whereas nowadays, if a man's doing things in the next federation or organization, I can just pull it up somewhere. It's not like you don't exist. Whereas like CM Punk has to go there, or Samoa Joe has to go there, or whoever, like they have to sign. Like even going back to like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn era. Do you know what I mean? Like, cool, you're doing stuff in Ring of Honor, but the TV coverage ain't really that. And do you know what I mean? Like, even as recently as AJ Styles, Anderson and Gallows.
Yes.
Because their and Devitt as well, and because their team was doing good in Japan, but it weren't really connecting. And you hit that age bracket where, I want a comfortable wage. I like that pay packet that I'm getting at WWE, but then also we were talking about this off air, that Dolph Ziggler thing of I'm good for the rest of my life. Do you know what I mean?
True,
that WWE
Status.
corporate package of if I need surgery or if something happens or I go broke, like get me a job in it, like put me down the performance center. Or you know what I mean? They always have that. Do you know what I mean? So, but now they've built the thing up where they have their own thing now, where they've got that coverage, and like God rest his soul, John Huber and his family, they're covered for life.
For
now.
life.
Do you know what I mean? You got old veterans that didn't do their thing in WWE, like Jerry Lynn. He's now producing at AEW. He's got the steady job. Do you know what I mean? Like, so we're not in that era anymore of, you know what, if you don't do it there, like, you don't really exist.
That's
Because
what I'm saying, the competition sort of thing is slightly gone, isn't it?
yeah.
Like the whole, because obviously at the time where we had like WCW, WWE, we always had that thing of, I wish this man went over, I wish this guy went over, but it's slightly like kind of fizzled out now, and a lot of fans are like kind of like happy with where these wrestlers are right now. Obviously, there's a dream. Like, for example, I'm banging on about Jacob Fatu every single week. Like, I wanted Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns or Jacob Fatu versus Kenny Omega, but when it happens, it happens.
I think that will definitely happen because like MLW is not really.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not. But they're on Vice. They're bringing back fans in July, and it's gonna be on Vice. So I think it's gonna be. It's gonna be on Vice. So it's gonna be a very big show. So, you just have to see. I'm gonna hopefully to get a new mat and everything. So
don't get me started on MLW.
Bro, we've been watching the last.
I can't believe it.
Do you know what it is?
Wait, what? That same
blood
is still
I'm not
there.
gonna lie, I feel like MLW film all of their stuff within like 1 week,
Yeah,
and
they
then
probably
just
do. Yeah.
because I don't know how for 5 months you've had the same blood on the mat. Doesn't even make sense. But big up MLW every single time.
Come on.
Yeah. Any more notes for him?
Nah, like literally, I just think when it comes to the Kenny Omega thing, he's done so much. Like for me, like the argument of is he
Sounds so
overrated?
cute for me.
I don't know. For me though, it's just like
It's the one-winged angel for me.
You know what? You know what? It's just this. For me, what gets me annoyed, yeah. For me, what gets me annoyed is this belt collector thing, innit? Like,
I love that shit.
The last person that's done it was Kurt Angle, and I fucked with it.
Was it? It was Austin Aries.
Austin Aries.
But the thing is, with Kurt Angle, his one wasn't necessarily belt collector.
They don't recognize that reign either as well.
No, they don't.
No.
Because he didn't win it in New Japan. He won it in a next team.
IGF.
Yeah.
No key.
I'm just thinking like, okay, fair enough though.
Wait.
No, I like Kenny, and I actually doing it. But
What bothers you about the belt collector? Is it the concept or
Do you know what
what?
he wants to see? Do you know what he wants to see? Let's just call a spade a spade. He wants to see Kenny rock up on Raw and
fully. If Kenny does a mad thing on WWE, okay, I'll be a bit more.
Fam, he's not getting through that barrier. He's not getting through security, fam.
But he doesn't need to go to WWE.
Maybe that's what he wants.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Maybe not in it. Maybe not.
Okay, let me ask you, the non-believers, yeah. What would make you say, okay, I get it now?
The thing is with Sam wants to get Kenny Omega to say, come here, brother. He wants to do Hulk Hogan. He wants Kenny Omega to say, rest in peace.
Big up Taker each and every time. But you know what it is?
After that part, like, have you heard me today? Have I spoken today?
I'm the hill all of a sudden, it looks like. I'm getting gang.
I don't even mind, but it's calm. I somehow turn face. But obviously there's more to
You know what
talk
it
about.
is? You know what it is?
I'm a believer now, fam.
I don't know, man.
Fam.
Fuck it. I have no choice in it.
If Kenny was wrestling WWE, and would you be a fan of him, or would you say he's overrated?
Do you know what's jokes about if Kenny was in WWE?
But I don't think they'll really push him.
If Kenny was, if Kenny was in WWE eating shit
So how can
from
you be afraid?
creative, he'd still have sick matches.
Yeah.
But then again, Ricochet has 6 matches.
Does he?
Ricochet
is having good matches on main event.
Yeah, but that's 6 matches though.
Have you seen this
But
match?
It's not comparable.
It's not comparable.
comparable.
Because if Kenny Omega have good matches, right? If we have
Ricochet's having good matches.
You won't have all
But
time
Ricochet's
matches.
having decent matches.
He's not having
If you
all
look
time
at
matches.
Ricochet's main roster run, he's probably had like less than 10 good matches. The rest have been decent.
But his matches have been entertaining, right?
I can't tell you. I don't watch Raw.
it's
And
okay.
I don't watch main
I
event.
personally think Ricochet does have good matches. Ricochet had a match with Sheamus last week, which was actually good.
Wait, which one?
1 of 10. Name me the other name.
On Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash.
No.
He got collapsed in like 5 seconds.
He had a match with, I think it was Sheamus this week. Was it this week?
That was WrestleMania Backlash, bro. And after you wore Sheamus' clothes and after he ran out.
He ended up wearing his clothes.
So this is the good match you're talking about.
I'm talking
Come on,
about
man.
okay, for example.
I thought you watched wrestling.
If you want a recent one, his match with Ali was good.
Yeah, main event. But nobody's watching. But nobody's watching this main event. That's like watching a house show. Like you're gonna, of course, you're expecting a good match.
Actually,
What I'm saying, but regardless of it being on main event, being on Velocity, Saturday Night Heat, fam, he delivers good matches. It's entertaining.
But then, we'll just look at him as a guy, like, because you're saying, if Kenny was on the main roster, right, he'd be delivering good matches.
Yeah.
The problem is, it's all about, when it comes to wrestling, packaging is an important thing as well. How you package things as well. If you're not, if my man's wrestling good matches, but WWE aren't putting a spotlight on the matches, who cares? Who cares?
It's true.
And it's like, and then we can't use that.
So that then goes to the point.
Well,
that
I mean,
if Kenny
you can
was-
use the example of Daniel Bryan because he wasn't getting the spotlight. He was having great matches. People cared about him. But to be honest with you, that scenario is why I was happy that he didn't come out at Royal
100%,
Rumble 2018 or whenever it was. That's why I was very happy not to see that happen because creative would have fucking jobbed him out to someone. He's 6 foot tall. He weighed like 210 at the time. Like, do you know what I mean? He's gonna be in the middle of the ring. He's gonna eat shit against Braun Strowman in 3 minutes and like safe, cool. You can't even really. I mean, he might do because he's inhumanly strong, but you can't even do your finisher on certain man in there. It's peak.
No, it's definitely.
And it's like, and then the narrative will become like, you see, he couldn't make it.
Yeah,
in the
he
big
got
leagues.
to the big time.
He got to the big time, and it's like,
That's what someone say. Because he didn't make it in WWE, he's not as good as we make it.
And they do that on purpose as well, by the way. They've been doing that since WCW closed down. You couldn't do it over here though. They've been doing that.
I'm saying.
Been doing that since they.
So why did
picked
AJ
people up.
become the success that he is?
Because AJ already done what he needed to do in all the
No. Forget about that. Because he went to WWE, he could have been a flop. Why did AJ become the success that he was?
AJ at the time was
Bro.
probably the best wrestler in the
If
world.
you had AJ in your hands, what are you gonna do with AJ, bro? Push him straight to the
And
top. I can put AJ
If
in
you
NXT.
remember, it's not by the way.
If you talk about the last match he had before he even came to WWE, was one of the best matches that happened that year.
Yeah,
You
you're
know
right.
what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
Also,
And
he started a bit.
Yeah.
Like, he got the big entrance at the Rumble. Everyone was gassed. They popped for it. The month after that,
He was with
they
Chris
didn't really
Jericho.
know
He
what
wasn't-
to do
yeah.
with him.
He was with Chris Jericho. He did
And
nothing.
AJ admitted himself, Vince didn't have plans for him initially.
No.
Vince didn't have plans for him initially. It was after the match with Roman Reigns at Extreme, I think it was Extreme Rules or TLC, one of the pay-per-views, that Vince said, you know what, maybe I can do something with this guy.
Yeah, because
But
you can make our guy look great.
Exactly. And the thing is as well, yeah, we have to understand, like you man said, we have to understand how AJ came in. AJ was the hottest free agent in wrestling. Period.
Oh, definitely.
And he came from one of the hottest factions in wrestling at the time. And even that still wasn't enough to convince Vince. AJ had to go above and beyond to still convince, man. So it's like using WWE as the measuring stick. It's like, because how many times do we sit here on the podcast and complain, the WWE ain't utilizing this man. They're not utilizing this man. Like, it makes sense that man took an alternative route, started his own promotion, and now is getting flowers from the same people that would have said, he hasn't made it in the big leagues.
He made his own big leagues,
He
man.
made
You know
his
what
own
I'm
big
saying?
leagues. Exactly.
And sold tickets for it as well, which is the biggest thing. Like,
And he's in the conversation every single week.
time.
Nah, it's true, man.
His name is being put up there with the likes of Roman Reigns all the time.
And he's been
Unprovoked. He's not asking through it.
He's
He's not asking through it.
anytime
Unprovoked.
there's a good match in WWE, his timeline's mad. Like Seth Rollins has a good match, timeline's mad. Like,
anytime. The funny part is not to discredit what Roman's doing, because what Roman's doing is absolutely sick, innit?
Yeah.
But
There's always that comparison.
there's always like a comparison, but we're comparing man that's been talked about in the best of the world for about 5 years plus versus somebody that's had an excellent 9-month streak. Like
An excellent 9-month streak of promos, really, as well. Because
an excellent 9-month streak. We're comparing 5 years to 9 months. Like it doesn't. It's not making sense.
It doesn't match.
You know what I'm saying?
Sense, yeah.
But big up what Roman's doing. I'm not. Big up
No,
what he's
of
doing.
course.
But like, it's a difference.
How many matches has Roman had this year that you think are levels with any of the main events Kenny's had in his career? I can't think of any.
No,
It doesn't
In terms of compared to
No,
Kenny.
no.
So like, you're just basically like, yeah, we've been waiting for Roman Reigns to turn heel, and he's heel, and he's cutting good promos.
Story, innit?
Wicked, brilliant. That's basically it.
It's true.
Because we've been waiting for John Cena to do it for 10 years. It never happened. Then we waited 5 years for Roman to do it. Never. And finally, it's happened and we're gassed. And he's actually doing a good job at it as well. And Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's helping, by the way. Because
100.
all of this are not the full package thing. At the moment, I'm putting Don Callis over Paul Heyman as a mic man.
Jesus Christ, Lokes.
As a mic man now.
I don't know.
You know what?
In the year of our Lord,
Wait.
in the year of our Lord 2021.
I low-key hear
Very,
it.
very, very, very dangerous statement.
In the year of our Lord 2021,
Listen,
Don't
don't let the listen. The
anything
nostalgia,
before.
please. Don't think about 2021.
Let's talk.
Let's not think about what he's done prior.
exactly.
Let's not
That's
think about
I'm
what he's done
saying.
prior. Don't think about Lesnar. Don't think about Big Show. Don't think about any of
I'm
that.
trying to block the barrier, but
Okay, do you know what it is? Can I say something here? Do you know what Logan?
But you know what's so mad?
Don't think about. Don't talk about talking smack
I'm
either.
sorry, you know what it is?
Don't talk
Heyman
about-
doesn't even need to do much to make Roman Reigns
That's
good.
what's gonna-
It's the entrance. Heyman is doing the same walk, the same
Can I
characteristics.
go on something?
Everything.
I think
Heyman doesn't even need to fucking talk. Sorry, let me calm down. Carry on.
Do you know what it is for me? Do you know what Don Callis does for me a lot that I love? Yeah, Don Callis is very sick with speaking. Like I love when he speaks. I believe him. I'm a believer. Since he speaks,
Exactly.
I'm a believer. Heyman as well. His emotions. He doesn't have to speak more time. That's why he pulled his face. Like
Let's not forget where he learned how to speak, by the way.
where he learned how to speak.
Where Cyrus the Virus learned how to speak.
ECW.
Anyway.
Okay.
Him. Yep. I see. But I think for me, Paul Heyman wins it where
We saw him actually. Sorry, I
unwanted-
keep interjecting. We saw him in the Icons. Did you
Yeah.
clock him popping up?
Yeah.
With the long hair.
Yeah, and he was holding the thing. Yeah. I remember.
Sorry.
Didn't he had a little stint at WWE as well. He was
Yeah,
the
he was
Jackal.
in
The
the
Jackal.
Jackal.
Yeah, he was
With the acolytes.
Yes.
And he was with the oddities.
And the next thing. Yeah. That's what it was.
But Heyman does it for me where the emotion in his face, his facial emotions. Heyman doesn't have to even speak sometimes. And even the funny moments that was Roman was doing that whole thing of Roman was doing that thing where Paul Heyman was doing the 10, but the 10, what do you call it? The 10. That was fucking hilarious, fam. Do you get what I mean?
Paul Heyman's such a good stooge.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
such a good sideman.
Yeah.
Like, he's amazing at that.
It's true.
But like in Don Callis, you see the thing what Don Callis is doing right now. Yeah, we spoke about this a couple weeks ago. Yeah, when like Don Callis will always cut this promo like Kenny Omega is better than Gotch, Hackett, Schmidt, and all of these type of flair, all these type of man.
Yeah.
And I remember, in fact, it was the first Omega discussion. I told Sam what Dom said. And Sam was raging.
Yeah, I was.
Dude,
I was.
that's what he's there for. That's the point.
I've seen a couple of
Man
promos from him.
snuck
He's
in the
very
little
impressive.
Bobby there as well. The other
Like,
week.
do you know what I'm saying? Like, every time Don Callis makes his speeches about Omega, the internet loses their minds.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's and he's working you lot. He's doing exactly what he's doing. And then when you have a wrestler as well that's backing up all this smack that Don Callis is talking, it makes Kenny more hateable, which is exactly what Don is supposed to do.
It's very true.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like what Don Callis is doing with Omega right now is sick. It's proper sick. Like, I remember.
But that's a
I think for me, I need to see a lot more.
Yeah,
I need to see a lot more if you're going to really take over Heyman, man. For me personally.
We're talking about in terms of this year, though. In this year.
Heyman goes all the way back to the 80s in WCW.
Bro, forget that though. We're talking about this year. Fam, the thing is with Paul Heyman now. Paul Heyman is very submissive at this moment.
He's banging goals. He is banging
Paul
goals.
Heyman is just a submissive stooge at this point.
Let's see if he can do the whole
He's not selling. He's not selling.
He's doing this for the whole year.
The way he's selling Roman is through his facial reaction and emotion.
You know what?
It's not like Don Callis where Don Callis is coming out.
If Don Callis and Kenny split up, let me see how he does with another wrestler. Let me see how he fares with another. Don Callis in terms of coaching. Let me see how he fares.
No, but
because Hayman can fuck with any wrestler. Hayman can make Cesaro, even
He didn't
Cesaro.
fuck, but he didn't do nothing with Cesaro.
Yeah, but he done enough.
He didn't do shit.
He done enough.
He didn't do shit. All he did was walk into the ring.
I mean, but
He didn't do nothing.
And Cesaro's name as well.
And then what happened to Cesaro after? We're having this conversation that he didn't go do shit.
But look, the argument's not valid because the argument's not valid no more because we're not talking about like this. Let's talk about what's happening now, bro.
Yeah,
I hear what Logan's saying.
So what I'm gonna say is, let's see how he does for 2021 because we don't know his angle in AEW where he could be. We don't know.
He's been good on commentary.
He's been sick on commentary.
He's
sick on commentary.
He's been doing amazing
Talking
commentary.
about a manager. Forget about commentary.
No, but the thing
what
is,
else can he do as a manager? What else can he do as a manager
Sam,
with other wrestlers, not just Kenny, with other wrestlers
I'm
as
sorry,
well?
I'm not trying to
what's
put
Paul
Don
Heyman doing
Callis
with any
over
other
as, like,
wrestler
the
at the
greatest
moment?
ever or anything.
Okay, thank you.
I'm
No,
only
but that's
saying
what
this
are
year-
you talking about? We're talking about 2021. We're talking
I'm
about.
talking about 2021. I'm talking about
We're talking current form when forget because you keep bringing up the past. You're just doing pick one. It's not that. You have to. If we're talking about 2021, forget what happened before. Forget. We're talking about
pretend
it's only Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman.
managed.
Yes, that's
Roman
it.
Reigns and
So my
Paul
man can't stop it
Heyman
though,
versus
man. It can't
Kenny
because it's
Omega
like
and
fucking
Callis.
Like fam, you're the thing is you're taking this conversation as us saying that Don Callis has surpassed Paul Heyman.
Sorry, man,
that's not the case.
I just feel like the energy is like the man is so great, but fair enough, he is, isn't it? Let me stop
No,
being a
that's
hater.
not the
I'm
energy,
gonna stop
though.
being a hater today. I'm gonna stop being a hater.
All that's been said is that Don Callis has done more as a manager.
I love it.
Me, I can't.
All we're saying is that Don Callis has potentially done a better job in managing as opposed to Paul Heyman this year. That's it.
Roman Reigns, that's it.
Okay.
That's literally it.
Okay, I'm breathing very well. Okay. Deep breath, Sam. Okay, fine.
The thing is, if you weren't such a WWE fan, you'd believe it. You know,
Especially because, all right. Especially because
you don't watch AEW, so
especially
that's
because
not as much.
if you look at Roman
much.
Reigns as a total package, his shortcomings are not something that Paul Heyman can cover up for. Right?
Okay, that's true.
If you look at Kenny Omega as a total package, Don Callis cutting fire promos is filling in that one gap that he has in his arsenal. So that's why I'm saying to you that this year, Don Callis being on the mic has exceeded in value in what Hayman has done this year for Reigns. Because I honestly think like what Heyman's done for Reigns only this year in this run, there's several people that could have done that because he's just playing like the stooge.
Roman doesn't need
He's
Paul.
not really going in and doing
Roman doesn't need
Paul
Paul
Heyman
whatsoever.
stuff.
Roman doesn't need him.
It would still work if it was just
helpful,
Roman pieing off his brothers and that.
Roman doesn't need Paul.
It leaves a dynamic in which, like, there's not a send-out guy.
I don't
in the
actually
middle.
believe that. I'm sorry. I don't actually believe
Can I
that.
say something?
I'm sorry. I don't think
Roman
Roman would be
Do you know what it is?
as high without Paul. I'm
That's what
sorry.
I'm gonna say
I
to you.
don't actually
So
think
a bit of
that.
me,
I don't.
It's edging towards your side, say Roman doesn't need Paul. a part of me saying, look, I feel like he did need Paul. Because it made his character a bit more.
The whole point. Sorry,
when you see Hayman, there's that factor of
there was a oh shit. Now he's healed. Now he's healed.
I 100% agree with that.
I agree with that.
That's why I don't feel.
For me,
But I just go on.
For me, when it comes to the Roman thing, Paul Heyman was the icing on top of the cake. Like he was the. But at the same time, you still have that package of Roman tribal chief. That stuff worked because the stuff we've rated about Roman's run has been the whole. Jey Uso stuff has been his demeanor. That doesn't necessarily come from Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman adds to it, adds a little bit of seasoning to it. But all the stuff that we love about Roman right now has come directly from Roman
himself.
I don't think so. No.
It's like having chips.
I don't agree.
It's like having fries.
I don't agree.
You don't understand that?
No. I don't agree.
You don't need the ketchup. Paul Heyman is the ketchup.
I don't agree with that. I just feel, like I said at the beginning, all I saw was Roman spear the Fiend, and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck, yeah? That's the beginning bit. Cool. Yeah. All right. Then I'm seeing Roman saying he's the head of the table. I thought, it's still not convincing. When I saw Paul Heyman, I thought, wait, man's left Lesnar for Roman. What, after their rivalry, when Heyman's always bigged up Roman? Okay, now I get it. You're turning to the dark side. No,
I mean, they came out together, but I get what you're trying to say.
No, yeah,
they came out together. So we kind of knew that Paul was going to be with Roman.
No, not necessarily.
Can I say we saw the reveal though.
When what's it that triple threat match when Roman came out with Paul?
No, I mean as in when he
speared,
so when the Fiends
in the match,
when the Fiends come out, did the Paul Heyman come out straight after? He didn't. On SmackDown, we got that shot of Roman Reigns sitting there. Then the camera pans out and Paul's sitting there like that.
Yes.
And we're like, fuck.
That's what made exactly. That's what made you think.
That was the icing.
That was the icing on the cake. I didn't see Paul.
I'll be dead real with you. I'm gonna be dead real with you.
Nah.
And you guys be honest with me as well.
Nah.
If Paul never showed up, if Paul never showed up with Roman, would you have believed the Roman character?
I wouldn't have cared as much.
No, I wouldn't have cared. Okay, my point is that I'm not necessarily saying that Roman never needed Paul. Yes, Paul added legitimacy because obviously, like we said before.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Because like we said before, Paul has managed the likes of Lesnar. That's all I have to say. Lesnar.
Because Paul is Paul.
Paul is Paul. Yeah. And Paul is Paul anyways. But if we were to now see that Paul has left Roman, at this point, I would not care. Because he doesn't need Roman. He doesn't need
Roman. Okay, look. I see.
No.
Paul hasn't really done anything for Roman this year.
Right. No. You see Paul behind the scenes on Smack Talk bigging up Roman Reigns as well.
But that's different.
No, because it completes everything in the sense of...
But then when we brought up Don Callis being on commentary, you just said that doesn't mean anything.
No, because what?
It's both added to the character and added to the person's prestige.
Fair enough.
Let me ask one question.
No, I get it.
Let me ask one question. All right. In terms of Roman's current run, what was more significant in establishing him as a legitimate threat? His feud with Jey Uso or the introduction of Paul Heyman?
Uso.
100% Uso. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, Uso, you're
100%.
And what's been more important, Roman's promos or Paul Heyman?
Okay.
Roman's been more important. Roman's promos.
Okay, can I say something?
He doesn't need Paul Heyman at this moment in time.
Can I settle him? Yeah. Can we sit on this? Yeah. I feel like Paul Heyman being at the beginning really started it off.
Yes.
100%.
Cool, but if Paul Heyman were to
that's
leave
the chip
now,
for the ketchup.
And it's just if Roman were to do the thing by himself, I'm a now believer. Yeah. He can take me away.
Okay,
you get what I mean? That's how I'm seeing it.
I would accept you saying the team doesn't work as a project without Hayman setting it off. But I don't think Hayman needs to still be there.
Hayman can duck and we'll still believe Roman because Roman
100%.
Roman's done
100%.
Because all Roman needs
that's
to do
not taken away from Paul.
For how long?
That's what I feel
like for how long?
For time.
Because he can keep chiefing up his cousins.
Bring Jacob Fati, let me beat him up.
Bro, at this point, Roman can have the belt for another year. I would not care.
Yeah.
All he just needs is good opponents. That's it.
And other than that's it. More credible opponents, so he can really.
And not only that.
Continue being a prick.
And continue being a prick and being a savage.
Exactly. Yes.
That's literally it.
Being up everyone, even going for Nia Jax, being up everyone.
Because promo wise,
because
promo wise, Paul Heyman hasn't really added that much to Roman stock at this point. Not like Don Callis, where every week, whether it's TNA or Impact, whether it's AEW,
they're all getting response online.
And the thing is, we can see the difference to when Don is there and when Don is not there. When Don is not there, Kenny...
It's a problem.
It's a problem. I can't lie, Kenny, like his promo at Blood and Guts with Orange Cassidy, it was woof. It was going up, down, left, right, centre, like it wasn't... But when Don is there, there's a structure, there's an order to the promos, do you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, speaking of promos, are we going to talk about the Roman Reigns being the top promo?
Who said that?
Yes, we need to talk about
Bro,
that.
that was
Yes.
absolutely outrageous. I couldn't believe what I heard.
No, that's not
I
us.
couldn't believe I heard
Remember
that.
the tweet? So
Yeah, it's a tweet.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy
the one
this,
about the one about with
So
Cena.
Yeah.
So
I
so
said
basically
stop
this week a tweet really sparked up mad conversations in the group chat. I think you're gonna pull up now, right?
big up Fig Tees. I love you, but
Fig
bro.
tees, yeah. Big up. Go get your wrestling figure tees.
Yeah, get your wrestling
Yes,
figure tees from him.
please. Yes,
But bro,
big
you
up.
fucked up. So basically, Fig
Fucked
Tees, he says, Roman Reigns is the best promo. Are you listening, Logan? Prep
Yeah.
yourself. Roman Reigns is the best promo guy the industry has seen for decades. They gave him Hayman. They gave him Hayman for a mouthpiece, and instead he's a bona fide hat stand for Roman's title. Acknowledge greatness.
Decade.
Now, you see, this is
Decades.
why I
He's
say-
not even the top promo
You see,
now.
this is when I say stop it. Just fucking stop it, because this is now what is going to ruin it. You're spoiling it, mate. You're fucking spoiling it. Fight me. You're spoiling it, because in the past, come on, CM Punk.
Decades, remember? It's
Decades.
decades.
You want to talk about? Come on, decades.
Pipe Bomb was almost exactly 10 years ago.
Exactly.
Pipe Bomb was 10 years ago.
Almost
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
June 2011.
You must be bluffing.
No, let's talk.
CM
I had to
Punk,
just
one
look that
name.
up.
Would you one thing I like his reason, innit? Would you see the reason why man's saying that though?
No.
Okay,
Absolutely not.
I think Roman Reigns is a really good promo now. I wouldn't say great promo. I think Roman Reigns is a really good promo now. One of the things that frustrated me the most over the last 5 years of his career is I knew what a good speaker Roman Reigns was at like live events, meet and greets, promotional stuff. And then when you get him in the ring and you've got some 22-year-old Hollywood writer nerd trying to write trying to basically write lyrics for a man that's 250 pounds, looks like fucking Aquaman, and like do you know what I mean? He looks like a superhero that gets every girl he wants. How are you gonna write for him? Do you know what I mean?
He's from Florida.
Let
He's from
him
the hood.
speak.
He's from Pensacola.
Let the man speak, and then they're letting the man speak, and this is what you're getting, and it's great. I'm really enjoying it. But
I feel like people are conflating the best run of Roman's career in terms of promos and like with all-time greats. It's all right that he's not there. Like, it's all right.
Give him time, for God's
it's not.
sake.
It's not long ago that John Cena cut that scathing promo on Roman Reigns and said,
Raped him.
"I'm still here because you can't do your job."
Raped him.
my God.
Absolutely
Like
raped
it's
him.
like we have to understand like how many sick promos have been cut. Even in WWE, but if you go outside WWE, you got Mandem like Eddie Kingston. You got Mandem like Cody Rhodes. Fam, Samoa Joe's been cutting mad promos.
Samoa
in
Joe
WWE.
promo god. The Miz. Jesus.
Like,
Come on. Stop it.
You've got
Sammy Callahan, fam. Like, there's
You know
so
what
many
I'm
people
saying?
cutting
Shit.
crazy promos. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? MJF is cutting mad promos.
Oh, we even forgot about MJF.
Like-
Fucking hell.
MJF is 100% a better promo than anyone in WWE today.
Yeah.
Easily.
100%.
Yeah, facts.
Sorry.
100%.
And Jericho still is as well.
Maybe The
Yeah,
Miz.
Jericho's
I'll
great.
argue with The Miz, because when The Miz wants to be on the roll, he's very dangerous.
Yeah,
You
when he
can't
wants
stop
to
him.
be on a
I'm
roll,
a believer.
MJF
I'm a
cuts a
believer when he-
great promo every time he's on
Ah,
TV.
fair enough. No, I
Every
can't
week.
discredit that.
Do you know
No,
what I mean?
MJF is
So like,
MJF is the Miz on speed.
fully.
Like,
No, fully.
Trust
Fully.
me.
like every week, it's just a bad promo. Like I remember the promo we cut 2 weeks ago on Jericho saying like you're an old timer and you're relying on
see
the.
that
I was
one.
like, Jesus.
I said, chill out, bro.
you don't
I told
even
him, chill out, bro.
You know, sometimes man stumble a little bit as well. Never.
Never.
I think
I've
if he
seen
does-
Miz stumble, actually.
I think
You're
if he
right.
does,
Yeah,
I think if he
MJF,
does,
never.
he'll pick up, but you won't even clock. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this guy can go on and on and on and on and on, and he's still
Yeah.
captivating. So like,
He hasn't broken character yet.
not even that fan meeting
In
greet,
years.
she cuss you out.
Yep.
In years.
Say Roman Reigns is one of the decades.
It's just so. It's
The
just
piss take.
ridiculous, because the man is having a. It's just.
That's what I said in the group chat. You can't. What's it called? You
Get
can't.
out of the man's
you can't
arse.
congratulate a dog for finally barking when it's been
Yeah, I'm
meowing all,
saying,
all these years.
We knew he had it.
We knew he had it, but he hadn't been doing it. So
Why did
now
you do it
that
back
he's-
then, and now you're rating
I
him
feel
now?
I feel like that's. I can't even say that's a man that only watched WWE to say that, because even if you only watch WWE to say that, like, decades is a mad thing to say.
mad.
Can we
Saying
not
that.
forget
Thing.
about what's like a decade's 10 years, and in that 10 years, Roman Reigns has not been liked. He
No.
was getting booed on mic, bro.
Fully.
Do you got what I mean? It's not like Roman Reigns was cutting Steve Austin promos or
Foley promos.
Foley promos,
Come
or
on,
even
bro.
what?
Ric
First,
Flair
when he
promos.
came in, all he
Come
just
on,
he just
bro.
said one word.
I was at the "This is my yard now" Raw.
Okay.
And
It
the
was
boot
fucked.
showering. Bullying, fam.
It was fucked. what? And then what was it? JBL was on the mic. He was like, oh yeah, sometimes they boo the guys that they like. No, bruv, you're just getting the real fans here, not like the youths that don't watch the show. This is the real fans.
Real deal.
Like, because we have to understand as well. You see how long this Roman project has been going for.
Yeah.
Like, we love the Seth Rollins finish, but that Seth Rollins finish came because the original plan with Roman flopped badly. Like I said,
we're talking about Seth Rollins finish at the
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that finish came because the original plan they had failed.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns was so hated that The Rock couldn't save him at Royal Rumble.
Oh my god.
The Rock couldn't save him.
Yeah.
Like we respect what he's doing now, but this is why I take like offense to certain conversations when they put Roman amongst guys that have been doing it across the decade, because like you're comparing a 9-month period to Mandem that have been hot the majority of last decade. Like we rate what you're doing now, but like hold your horses. Hold your horses.
Bruv, New Day are in WWE as well. Like,
New Day.
Talking to me
You know
about
what? Let's go to
promos.
women. Alexa Bliss. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like Alexa Bliss is sick at promos. That's personally just me. I'm just saying, I know everyone's looking like, oh my god, but no. I think Alexa's character and the promos she cuts, I think is lit. I think it's actually lit. I think it's lit. People can laugh at me, yeah, but I think Alexa is actually lit.
I'm trying to find it. What? When? Now or?
I mean, if you said Bailey or like
No,
Sasha,
but
I'd understand.
I feel like Alexa's sick at cutting promos. If you actually listen to Alexa, I don't think you lot do. She can actually cut off good promos.
I'm being honest.
I don't actually think you lot do.
If you said Tamina, I'd understand. But
Tamina, shut up. Sorry,
you said Tamina.
I'm not
trying to buzz him, but I don't see it.
Okay, fair enough. You don't see it. Fair enough.
Probably she's good. I don't know, but I've never
I
really
think
been
Alexa's
captivated
sick.
by her.
I think Alexa's fucking sick.
Alexa's good, yeah, but I've never heard Alexa cut like a mad promo where I'm like, whoa, that was impactful.
Swear.
Like she's good. No, she's not. She's good at what she does, but like we're talking about great. Like I wouldn't.
Like if you give them the mic, you know that something astounding is
bad
gonna
is
come
gonna
out.
happen.
Like you said, there's been promos I've heard Alexa cut, and I'm like, okay, like she's decent, you know what I'm saying? But there's never been a promo where I've heard it's like, oh shit.
I feel like Alexa's getting booked into I don't want to see you on TV territory.
Yes. Started going into it.
Okay.
Like that triple threat the other day, and then she come out, and I'm like,
that didn't make sense.
bruv, like,
And thing vanished, innit? Charlotte vanished for a bit.
all them women in the ring that just tried to put on this match, and then Alexa comes out, and you've just got to sell for this nonsense. Like,
What's been happening on Raw? Because I have no idea.
oh, she's just keeping the thing gimmick right.
Her and Lily, innit?
I heard she gave Shayna Baszler a cramp last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing that. It was that they're doing the.
And then they had.
They're doing the fucking Kamala 1993 run, bruv. It's mad.
Papa Shango team.
Then it was the tag team. Obviously, Natalia and Tamina went to the playground to talk to Alexa on Raw.
This is where you think Kenny Omega should now come.
Yeah,
so he
do you
can
know
become
what I'm saying?
of all time.
It's the proving ground.
The thing is, I've always rated
He's
SmackDown
gonna
better
go
than
there.
Raw.
He's gonna
That's
go
me
there.
personally.
He's gonna go there and get eaten by zombies and that.
No, but I'll be real with you. Yeah?
Wacklash, yeah.
If I'm on a
Wacklash,
podcast,
bro.
yeah, I've actually rated SmackDown better than Raw. I've
No,
always.
for years.
WrestleMania Wacklash.
Hey fam, you know what it is there? Because obviously, big up the live stream sleepers. I was one of them this Sunday. Unfortunately, I fell asleep at
King fucking
King fucking sleeper.
After the thing match. What do you call it? The Rey Mysterio match. That match was good, by the way. I enjoyed it. It was nice. But it was a bit weird that they put the chair on him, innit? On Dominic Mysterio. Or they done something backstage or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they smacked him up backstage,
Yeah,
saying, "Come on,
backstage,
kid,
yeah,
let's see
yeah.
who you made of."
So yeah, that was cool. But that flipping zombie match, well, that threw me off, man. And do you know what's weird as well, yeah? With the build that they've given us, yeah, I do not remember, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't watched Raw and SmackDown too tough, but when I've watched it, I have not seen them promote this film once on Raw and SmackDown.
No, they've not.
On
What
the
film were they promoting?
Army to the Dead.
Army to the Dead.
Army of the
I've
Dead.
not promoted.
One in Batista. in it.
Batista's in the film and he hasn't been on the thing either. Like.
We just heard him talk at WrestleMania.
And on
Backlash.
just like on the day, like he just appeared, and I was like, wait, what the hell is this? They're mixing the trailer with. Like,
Oh yeah. During the intro, they was mixing the trailer
yeah,
with
like,
the It made no sense.
what's
I was
going on?
baffled. That's why.
And even Gigi was like, "Oh, I think we're gonna get a special guest today," because I think Batista was like, "You're gonna get surprised." So I was thinking, "Oh, Batista's gonna turn up," but these times it's flipping zombies, and Scotty to Hotty's one of them. You see it? You don't see it?
Oh yeah, I saw
Scotty
that.
to Hotty's
Yeah.
one of the zombies,
swear.
and it's like, do you know what it is? It's like, for even kids, bro. I don't think kids will even like that,
My
man.
little brother hated it.
That wasn't cool, man.
like
He
you see,
hated it.
there's a way to market to kids without like the thing about kids. Like kids are smarter than you think. Like you don't have to pander to them to do this creative. Like
Even
But you know what's mad?
Even on games, I don't like that
Do
shit.
you know what's
Even on
mad?
games, I don't like that
This
shit.
ain't even a fucking kids film. It's not even a kids film.
Kids.
So
Yeah,
that's
the zombie thing didn't make sense.
not
I just
kids,
thought, what the hell is this?
like when John Morrison went backstage, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go chat to the lumberjacks," and I
I
saw
thought it was the
zombies.
boogeyman. I swear to you. Biggest when the smoke come out and it was red, I was like, oh shit, we're getting a boogeyman. Bro, and I see zombies doing this, bro. I was like, bro, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Like, there's ways to like do cross promotion. Obviously, like AEW did it with Godzilla versus King Kong. They just had Jurassic Express versus Bear Country.
yeah.
It makes sense. Or you could just do like I don't know. There's no zombie themed people, but even alright, you could do Alexa Bliss versus somebody. It somewhat ties in. But like to just have random zombies appear out of nowhere in a match where it doesn't make sense. It does like
Do you know
Do you know-
collaboration?
For me, the worst part was they sold it. Like,
That was probably
if they'd have made it like tongue in cheek, fine. Like like you said, the King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
It wasn't a serious thing,
yeah,
but you're trying to sell it to me like
this is actually happening.
zombies are eating John Morrison, and now the Miz has been taken away by zombies. And like,
Absolutely stupendous.
everyone has their limits of suspension of disbelief in it, and like it's just
You're just taking the piss.
because I actually saw MVP put a tweet up today. Shout out
Undertaker,
MVP.
innit?
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, man, zombies are stupid, but Taker's the greatest, and it's like there's a world of difference between a man that I've accepted as a legitimate wrestler since 1990, whenever it was.
Yes, but yes, cool. Let's put this bit, obviously. Bro, Undertaker was flipping scary, bro.
Yeah,
Of course.
Undertaker was flipping scary, bro.
150 million
look
%.
at that ham hock. Exactly.
Oh my god. Taker was scary, bro.
One thing I was gonna say, back in the day, one collaborations I used to love the most is like, for example, say if you're watching No Way Out in your house, they'll have sponsored by PlayStation or something, or sponsored by a film, or for example, say for Small Soldiers, that film Small Soldiers, or something. They'll have Small Soldiers there, but it wouldn't be a match. But for I think the weirdest one I've seen of yet was when Chucky appeared on WCW Nitro. It was Nitro.
Yeah.
Robocop was even on WCW.
Oh
Weird.
my god, the best one ever.
I don't like stuff like that, bro. I don't like stuff like that. I think you should keep it like.
Yeah, that's wrestle crap. That's you know,
If you're gonna have a thing, keep it as
Like when they promoted Kane's film, See No Evil.
that was calm. I didn't mind that.
The imposter! The imposter!
Yeah, I
And
didn't
the guy
mind-
was-
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that because I feel like
was
there was
cold.
a rest. Obviously, Kane was so active in WWE then, and
course.
it fit Kane's character because Kane was a nutcase.
I think for me now, as a grown man, yeah, I need to not feel like a dickhead for watching wrestling.
Yeah.
And if you're actively making me feel like a dickhead for watching a man in their tights, covered in baby oil, hugging each other,
It's real shit, yeah.
like, don't make it even worse for me, please.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Come
that's,
off
that's all. I don't mind them experimenting and trying new stuff out, but don't like. It's just you're selling it like it's actually happening. It's just, you know.
That's what I'm saying. This is the reality era now. Stop mocking it. Stop mocking it, you know.
So obviously, speaking about not being tricked and stuff like by wrestling stuff, and then you guys managed to watch the Nick Gage documentary.
I haven't seen that episode yet.
I'm not to be deep or not to get onto people, but I don't find the fascination. I don't see the fascination of death matches.
I hate deathmatch wrestling
hate
with a
it.
passion.
It's not nice.
I
to watch.
genuinely dislike it, and I think people that are into deathmatch wrestling are weird. Because why do you like seeing?
Go get some bitches, man.
like what John Moxley said. These men have got a thirst for blood. These men are flipping. They're the zombies that appeared on WWE, fam.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's a boundary where you can take it extreme, and then when it
What's extreme for you? What's extreme you can go? I think for me, where it stops for me is Cactus Jack in WWE. No, I mean as in like obviously everyone can do thumbtacks. I mean as in
Can you?
no, I'm gonna say any wrestler can do thumbtacks. What I'm trying to say is any wrestler can do
Yeah,
thumbtacks.
for
What
real.
I'm trying to say is that where my boundaries is Cactus Jack in WWE. Cactus Jack in flipping what's it? Anita's bro.
FMW.
I can't watch that.
ECW.
I can't watch that. Terry Funk in there. I can't watch that.
No.
ECW. I can watch ECW.
ECW is calm.
ECW is actually like the norm now.
Yeah,
Back in the
bro,
day,
back in the day, I used to be so look at that stuff, bro.
because it was.
because
Yeah, it was
I
fucked
don't
up.
need like Mandem like slitting their arm and then
No.
drinking their own
Drinking their
blood.
blood.
That's too
Sex,
fucking
yeah,
much.
Do you know what I don't want to see? I don't want to see man that can't wrestle just fucking each other up.
That's
Yeah.
thank you, because that's what I literally see deathmatch
I-
wrestling as. I look at it as with wrestling, I look at it as like it's storytelling, it's a work of art. But when I see deathmatch,
that's storytelling.
I don't see it though.
That's what's mad.
That must be like picture books where you're just one. There's no reading. Like I look at deathmatch wrestling as just like two men that don't know how to wrestle. They've been bashing all their life.
Yeah, must have been bashing all their life. That's hilarious. Bro.
All they do is watch porn, bash.
I told you these wrestle.
They gain weight and then they just go and wrestle and get $50. And
Doesn't
then,
make sense.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, after watching the Nick Gage thing, I kind of said to myself, you know what? Maybe I can try and get into it. Maybe I'll ease myself into it. But fam, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I went to watch some like old school CZW stuff. I said, yeah, impossible.
No, CZW is too gruesome, man.
I can't watch that stuff. Like my stuff, like I'll watch the Abysses. I'll watch certain man that partake in like the hardcore wrestling. But when you get to deathmatch territory, that's where I'm out.
With the latches and stuff, enough. I think for me, what threw me off was the fact that I've managed to stumble across XPW. They're gonna do a documentary on Dark Side of the Ring as well.
XPW is
and
bullshit.
the shit they used to do back in the day, I'm like, fam.
They're the worst wrestling company ever.
How do people watch this shit? Man are getting thrown off scaffolding.
That's the era that people were on like ogrish.com and stuff, watching people get set on fire and fucking get run over by trucks and shit. Oh, the man who couldn't take his pants. The lighter fluid. See, like that's just you're just dickhead. Like you're just a dickhead. Like you don't need to. Like what are you doing that for £20?
Fucking man even got the grass cutter as well. That shit hurts.
It's like so for me, I don't mind it when it's like a one-off match in a proper promotion when it means something.
Like you know what?
I hate you so much. Even the one they just had in AEW recently.
Omega versus
Moxley.
No, I mean the one on section 1.
Yeah,
that was mad. When on the wood.
Cool. That's my limit. That's actually my limit. That's my limit. Do you know what I mean? Because I watch that. I know how wrestling works. I'm like, I respect these men as practitioners of wrestling, the art form. I don't want to see you fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
So that you can't come work next week.
It's true.
Obviously, the fucking the finish to the match was terrible, and it all fucked up. But generally, that's like my level, like blading, barbed wire ting, maybe some nasty spots on some shit that looks like it hurts more than it probably does, and thumbtacks. That's about it. Maybe some gimmicked glass. Do you know what I mean? Like that's about it.
Once they start bringing pizza cutters and
do you know what I mean?
The thing is, I don't.
Even when they nanked thingy in the head with a fork, I'm not on that.
And more time than that, I don't mind. Like with certain wrestling, it's like every weapon has to have a story behind it. It has to be leading to something. When I'm now seeing the ring is full of light tubes. Man are just smashing each other just for the fun of it because they have nothing better to do on a Saturday night. There's no real element of like wrestling. All it is like, I'm gonna make you bleed, you're gonna make me bleed, and then whoever gets tired,
they get the kebab sticks.
And then you pin me after, and then that's that. Like, I don't understand how people can travel out of their house, go to places like Kentucky. In the pouring heat.
Not for chicken.
Do you know
Kentucky,
what?
just to watch man.
People that watch that shit, I worry about what's on their hard drive.
Yeah, bro.
Because if you're paying money to watch man do that to each other, I don't know what else you're watching.
I don't know who the right man. I haven't seen any wrestler that's come out. Obviously, John Moxley, appreciate because that's where he's like.
Yeah.
Other than John Moxley, I haven't seen anyone else that's come out and said, "This is my shit."
Fam, most of these men are retired or gone.
Yeah. And a lot of these men, like I said,
Moxley,
can't wrestle.
Moxley's lucky that he was able to get out of it early.
Yeah, so Moxley got out of it young.
Man like Sick Nick Mondo had to retire after 5-6 years.
Now he's
a film director now, isn't he?
Because a lot of, like I said before, a lot of these men don't actually have wrestling talent. Like, let's be real. These men are just like, they're masochists at the end of the day. Just want to hurt each other in the ring. They can't wrestle. If you take these men outside of their matches and put them in a 10-minute match, them men are gonna struggle. Yeah.
And then most of these men that were actual proper wrestlers that went into death wrestling, they were like, yeah, this wrestling thing is not for me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind if it's like a one-off, but if it's like I don't know, I just don't get these promotions that literally that's their go-to, like, deathmatch. There's no story behind the actual deathmatch. It's just, we're gonna get in the ring, we're gonna smash each other.
How do you put together a card for a deathmatch promotion?
So they normally do like a they do a
tournament,
King of the Deathmatch, but
that's
CZW.
That's the CZW thing they do once a year. But like, if you're a deathmatch promotion, like, what's your card? Like what can you man do?
Yeah.
On the undercard, what are you allowed to do? Like, what shit can you get out? Like, what? Because the man in the main event, they've got this spot. Okay, so what are you like allowed?
For real.
It's jokes.
A shot on 1, 2, 3. Like, it's just true. Yeah, fully.
Another thing I want to ask you is that, fam, how do you, for example, if me and you having a death match, like, how can I trust you fully % that you're gonna take me from A to B and this match is gonna be calm and I'm gonna leave?
Well, I don't think that's
even
possible.
even when Nick Cage got bored in the stomach, was it bored in the stomach?
Yeah.
And he started
No, he didn't get bored. Basically, he got Irish whipped into the light tubes, and he landed the way where the light tube stabbed him in it.
Yeah. So do you get what I mean? How, like, where's the like? How can
The
I
thing is,
trust
that's
you?
not really the other person's fault, though.
But even in general, how can you trust
Like, if you look at like the way Nick Gage, he accidentally stabbed
David Arquette.
David Arquette.
How can I trust you, bro?
They don't care about themselves.
That's fucked.
Have you ever? What's my man's name that used to work in AEW? The English.
Jimmy
guy?
Havoc.
Yeah, Jimmy Havoc's back is disgusting.
I haven't seen it.
That's why he
Jimmy
wears a
Havoc's
vest.
back
Or a t-shirt.
makes me feel
Where
ill
was he before? CCW.
No, he was in.
All over
He's
the
wrestling in CCW, but he's WrestleMania in UK, innit?
all over the place.
Japan.
But like, yeah, them man just don't care about themselves. So for them, they don't, do it to me. I don't mind. Like, I love wrestling.
That's not even wrestling, bro.
It's. I think that's like a journey. I don't want to get too deep on it, but like they got into it at some point, and their career done a left turn, and for them that's wrestling.
Like Flair will say, "You're a stuntman." He said to Foley, "You're a stuntman."
But like even Flair would blade himself for no reason all the fucking time. And even like for me, I find that a bit off-putting as well.
Especially as Flair was getting older, and then Flair was just like reeling in blood. I'm like, whoa, like,
it's too much.
Relax. Like, you could have serious health complications because of this. You know what I'm saying?
Elements of it are incredible for storytelling.
100%.
Because for me, like that Dustin Rhodes and Cody match
that made a lot of sense.
Was a brilliant match. Like that could have been any great match from the mid '80s. Do you know what I mean? Like a Deep South kind of Smoky Mountain thing, like back in the day. Amazing match, great story. Like there was a bit of blood in there as well. It was a little bit off-putting, but it made sense in the story, and it built up to an incredible finish.
What do you think about, like, because obviously there was a conversation like last week about how Blood and Guts set the business back 30 years in terms of like blading. Do you feel like blading, especially in AEW, is becoming a problem, and it's like they're becoming too over-reliant on it, or do you think blading still has its place in wrestling and it should be used whenever it's necessary?
I don't really feel it. I don't think it comes across too prevalently. There's a couple of guys that maybe there's individuals that rely on it a bit too much. But I don't feel like, oh yeah, man, it's just blood again. It's blading again. Like a couple hard ways they get as well. Yeah. But I don't feel like, oh fuck it, this match didn't need someone to blade. I'm not in that position yet.
Fair enough.
No, not really.
Are you in that
not
position?
in AEW.
I was like that once.
When?
I think what was it?
Was it Britt Baker?
No, but the Britt Baker. I had a problem with Britt Baker one because it was the way it was done. Like she's got what was it? I think Thunder Rosa is like run and need her in the chest, and she's gone down, and the camera's cut to Thunder Rosa's face, cut back to Britt Baker, and she bladed herself.
Yeah, maybe you said
it's how it's done.
Yeah.
If it's done properly, I'm like, I'm a believer. But when it's not done,
Oh, in terms of like the move that's leading to the
yeah.
bleeding.
For
Okay.
example, like the Dustin Rhodes one, when Dustin Rhodes got thumped up by what's his name, QT Marshall. That was believable because them man were on scrappers, them man were beating man up, and you couldn't really, it didn't really focus on Dustin Rhodes too much. Like you saw him getting rushed, cut back.
That actually brings me to a different point, which I have an issue sometimes with AEW is just the direction, man.
Of camera, the camera.
The camera direction. But like Blood and Guts, you mentioned Blood and Guts, and like Jericho and MJF on the top, like
wide angle.
You can see man like talking to him. Do you know what I mean? Like, what was there another bit? There was a bit where he's got him in the lion tamer, and he like taps his leg to let it out. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's time to get out of it now. You can see them talking to each other on the top of the cage.
Do you know the thing about AEW, Cameron? I feel like in terms of from the production side of AEW, I've had issues with AEW for a long period of time. Because sometimes they do get it right in it, but like for example, last week when it came to the whole when it was Young Bucks was SCU, and then they zoomed in on Matt Jackson's shoe. That was well done. But then but then there'll be times like Blood and Guts, and then other times where they'll just like they'll get the wrong camera angle or miss an important spot. So it's like I feel like on the production side of things, I don't know whether they need to hire a new like director or something, but because it's very hit or miss, and especially when you're having a show that's nationally televised, you need to get it right consistently.
Well, the problem is like, where do you get people from? Because like anyone with experience is working over in the other gaff.
Yeah,
it's not like you can just steal them out.
Yeah, that's true.
And I wouldn't want them to just steal Kevin Dunn anyway.
No, but the thing is, I would rather like the occasional wrong camera angles than the constant cuts that WWE do, because that's schizophrenia. That is like the constant cuts that happen between matches. I hate that stuff. So I'd rather, obviously, in a perfect world, I'd rather both companies get it right.
Yeah.
But I'd rather the occasional wrong camera angle than just
Don't
cutting between
one thing
shots
WWE
all the
is
time.
Like you know, what soft spot in my heart is the fact that when they do like production, they do it proper well. Like they've got iconic moments where they've got
production's top tier.
Yeah,
Last year,
like even for example, like what you said when I think you mentioned the ham hock thing. Undertaker thing. When Undertaker like choked out Hulk Hogan and his eyes are rolling back. Oh yeah, bro, that's a moment you would catch. Yeah. But certain, I'm not trying to buzz anyone, but certain production companies will go on a wide angle just to catch the fans' reaction. You know what I mean? Or cut to the fans. But you've got Undertaker's eyes rolling back, and that makes you believe the character. It's basically directing, bro.
Yeah, no, but
every little.
Yeah. I say obviously New Japan guy, but obviously
New Japan's production.
New Japan's production is like the way they zoom into like there's certain moments.
The best moment in wrestling direction in the last 10 years for me was the Ibushi and Ospreay moment.
Oh yes,
the Hurricanrana, yeah.
So yeah, when Ospreay flips and then Ibushi's standing there, that was so sick.
Yeah. So Ibushi goes to Rana him off the top rope, and Ospreay just does a forward flip, lands on his feet.
Mad.
Camera cuts to
Ibushi's face,
and then you can see over his shoulder, and Ospreay's just standing there.
New Japan just has more of a sports presentation.
Bro, it looked like a superhero film, and I'm like, that's why I watch wrestling, because it should be a superhero film.
The way they frame stuff in the ring, like you see a lot more like close-ups of you. I've noticed the difference between like let's say Western wrestling when it comes versus Japanese. If you look at Western wrestling, there's a lot of wide shots of the crowd. Like it's all about like the atmosphere.
Whereas with New Japan, it's
very tight in the ring.
Like, fam, if you watch New Japan, AJPW, you know what? It's all the same.
It's very tight. Like the focus, and I think it's just a difference in wrestling philosophy as well. Because with Americanized wrestling, it's about the spectacle. It's about how grand the event is. But
whereas with Japan, it's more of the sport and
exactly
just more of like the action.
Like even I caught like every time like Okada has a match and he does like the scream, it will always zoom right into it.
I love
all the rainings, all the rainmaker.
Even if you were to go back in the day when you go to like Kobashi versus Misawa when they're trading strikes, it's just tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't look at the crowd because nobody cares about the crowd at this moment. You can hear them. But sometimes it's like when you're watching horror films, it's the audio that gets to you rather than the actual visual.
That's true. The way the crowd.
WWE sign us. Let's direct your shows, man.
No, but I think the way WWE directs their stuff makes sense because our match I watched back recently was Rock versus Hogan, and look,
come on, man, that's crazy.
If you look how many wide shots there are. If you frame that match here the way New Japan frames it, it wouldn't hit as much. It wouldn't hit.
You need the spectacle of the crowd.
Do you know what?
To gas things.
I think that's a really good illustration, and even like it reminded me because I was thinking about this at Backlash. There's certain things that WWE can do that I don't think anyone else can do. That big Hoss match that they had, the freeway, that should have been the main event, by the way. At Backlash, you can't get that in any other company. No. And for what it was, and they had another. I can't remember. I don't know if it was a three-way, or if it was just Strowman versus Lesnar before.
What Strowman, Lesnar, and Joe?
Was it? It might have been that. Yeah. It was just an incredible match of just big guys doing madness outside the ring. Yeah. I'm like, crazy. This is what WWE does better than everybody. Fully. There's certain things that they do that you have to just take your hat off and just be like, you know what, like this is what I'm tuning in for. This. You know?
In terms of like I always say this, in terms of like providing a wrestling spectacle, nobody's better than WWE. Like, WWE provide the best spectacle.
They're the Hollywood.
You know what I'm saying?
McDonald's.
But it just depends on. It just depends on your preference, innit? Like, cause like my preference is obviously like what happens in that ring between the two wrestlers, innit? So that's why I gravitate to companies like New Japan, and AEW is kind of the hybrid of the two. Yeah. In terms of like it provides you, it's less sporty than New Japan, but it's like New Japan mixed with a little bit of spectacle, but it's not as spectacle.
It's an American company.
To be fair as well, we haven't got to see the spectacle because so much of it's not been. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like we missed that. You know, again, God rest his soul, but we missed a man's entire career in AEW without any crowd.
Yeah,
bruv, that is actually mad.
Not even deep, man.
An entire career we missed because of that. Do you know what I mean? But then you're like, okay, I can do a direct comparison there where I think of Matt Hardy's debut in AEW on the same show which was kind of corny and weird, with the teleporting and that shit. And then I was at WrestleMania when the Hardy Boys came.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
And it was
insane.
I felt like a kid again.
I think that's definitely top 5 return.
Yeah, I screamed in my yard. I thought, what 100%. The fuck is going on?
I had goosebumps when they came out.
The world is actually, even when I saw the documentary of them coming back, I
still got it on my
again.
phone. I still got the videos on my phone.
That's crazy.
That's very mad. I'd say a moment in AEW that did provide me spectacles. Obviously, Moxie's debut. Moxie's debut, that was a spectacle.
Oh, come on.
That was a spectacle.
Come on.
Because when he came in through the crowd, throwing Omega off the chip, and him standing there there, I was like, wow.
I'm happy that I saw that live, you know.
Wow.
I think my stream was late. I was like, oh shit. After I was like, what's going on? After I saw it, I was like, oh my days. Moxley is ready. And I listened to the Chris Jericho. Was it prior? They dropped before?
They dropped after.
I listened to that as well, and I was like, fam, this guy's actually been through.
Moxley's having the time of his life.
Big up John Moxley, man.
Let's quickly go through. Oh, it's been a minute since I've said this, but welcome. This is Ask Wrestlings, where we get you, the people, to ask us wrestling some questions. So first off, we've got our guy, Mr. Frimpong, big you up. He asks, why do you think Ron Simmons was not pushed in the main event status or given due respect when he first went to WWE?
Very good question.
But then again,
he was old.
He was old, and there's that whole thing, like, he became funny, innit? Not funny, but he became that guy that just says one line.
Well, I think the accolades, really.
And also...
He had that trash character as well.
Farouk, the gladiator helmet and that. No, come on, bro. Ron Simmons...
Actually, wait, that's me too.
That's before,
That's my time period.
Yeah, Ron Simmons came... Because I remember I was watching wrestling them times as a kid. Like, Ron Simmons was the first ever black world champion of WCW. Remember that? They went over, and he just got that dumb gladiator gimmick. Like, this is like before there was any nation, anything. And it just shows you that they were still in that time of just stupid gimmicks, I think. And unfortunately, what happened is when the nation came about and they were getting over, there was some guy called Dwayne Johnson
that stood up.
He just stood up.
This guy called Dwayne Johnson who had more personality than anyone else in the roster. At the same time as there was a next guy called the Ringmaster, who ended up actually being pretty good in the ring and also being able to cut a decent promo given half the chance. So I think that's all it is, man.
Austin, he's a belief, fam. I believe that guy so much.
Austin's so crap.
His hands, when he speaks, he does that whole fam. Like,
Austin's crap.
Our guy Gigi, he says today is known as Kane Day to wrestling fans, May 19th. So what are your favourite memories of the Big Red Machine?
Pulling the door off, man.
Oh my God, it's Kane! It's Kane!
Pulling the door off. You'd never seen anything
And that
like
was the first time I saw The Undertaker in fear.
Kane taking off his mask.
Mad.
Kane, I'll never forget Kane's that entrance that Kane has when he's walking up to Bishop, fam. When he's I love that entrance so much, fam. I love that Kane entrance so much.
He also asked, who do you think is the better heel act in wrestling currently, Roman Reigns or the Young Bucks?
Reigns.
I feel like they're two different heels.
Two different characters.
Yeah, two different kinds of
Reigns has had a longer run on it.
Yeah,
as well.
Reigns. Yeah,
because really the Bucks have only turned heel in like the last month.
Yeah, but they are despicable.
They're killing it.
They're
killing it.
The retirement match, is such a great, like, because obviously like CD's on production team, talent relations and whatever anyway, so it was going to happen eventually. But like sacrificing that is just like, it's like the most dastardly thing to put them over as heels. Like that's it now. Like that's they're cemented.
They ain't coming back.
Brilliant.
Fully.
Like, and the funny part is people then said actually were triggered. Like I saw bare people on Twitter like, yo, like these guys disrespecting the business. Like that's the point. That's the point. They're despicable. And wrestling in Dior's is automatically your move.
I don't know how they're doing that.
Yours, the Band Jordan ones.
I don't know how they're fighting Dior's. How the fuck is fighting Dior? That's mad.
Fam, Chris Statlander was wearing the mags, but they were fake ones.
Oh yeah, they're copying them off StockX and Goat.
Oh yeah.
So even before, like, I remember when they just first started buying them because they came to RevPro.
Okay.
And they had the elite at RevPro. So I'm chatting with Kenny and them, and Kenny's telling, oh yeah, no, it's Logan, he's like trainer guy, and Nick was the first guy that was into the. Like Nick was the guy that used to just always wear Jordan 11s all the time, and they were asking me about stuff. And then from then, like they've just started copying stuff off StockX and Goat. And so they're paying, like them Dior's, they're paying belly for them.
But them are millionaires anyway, so
yeah, it's light.
That's coming out of production budget.
It's light, yeah, fully.
Our
And to be honest with you, it was a great move because look how viral that went.
It went viral.
Like, you pay.
When I say do for what?
You pay 5-10 grand for a promo package video to be put together. It won't go as far as that.
No.
I was creasing it in the picture.
And yours creps are popping right now, so to see them there, I was thinking, raw.
Our guy Mexi asked prediction: Edge is going to win Money in the Bank and cash it on the same night on Roman Reigns in front of a sold-out crowd. Thoughts?
Jey Uso's going to be pointing to that Money in the Bank match. He's going to win it.
I don't want it to.
We're going to get Jey Uso versus.
Enough isn't.
Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns hasn't been.
Wait, Jay? Do you mean Jimmy?
Jay.
I think they're pushing the Jimmy angle, man.
Jimmy's going to get thumped at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Then Jay's going to somehow win the what do you call it?
Money in the Bank.
Do you know what? Yeah, there's gonna be a thing where like Roman's just gonna batter Jay so much, and Jimmy's gonna have to watch it, and
it's gonna be a horrible experience.
But I hope they don't do that too soon.
Drag it out.
Yeah, like that needs to be years down the line.
Obviously, he's not in the company no more, but I would have loved to see Roman versus Joe, man. I would have loved that, man.
Selena Vega's coming back, so yeah, let's not rule that out.
Joe, yeah.
Who? Joe.
Selena Vega's coming back. Let's not rule that out, innit?
Joey Essence, our guy, he asked, "What's your favorite ever TNA heavyweight match and feud?"
Heavyweight.
Joe and Kurt
Joe Angle.
Joe Angle. Yeah.
Easy.
Another production moment that was sick when the headbutt
and he came
Joe,
up from
They tried to do it in WWE, which is alright.
That was such the debut. That was such a great.
One I think that's kind of underrated is Bobby Roode and James Storm. I think
that was
when Beer Money Inc. Broke up. That was decent.
I like the Jeff Jarrett. Who's Jeff Jarrett beef in there?
He beefed everyone and won everyone.
But I like that Jeff Jarrett.
Ric Flair, Mick Foley.
Oh yeah, I love that as well.
For the world title.
No, not for world title. But their beef was continuing from
Yeah.
WWE.
Remember, Mick Foley ended up winning the TNA World Heavyweight title.
I just
He won it in the King of the Mountain.
Do you know what else was 10 years ago? Hogan versus Sting at Bound for Glory.
That match was cack.
That
match was cack.
Another run that was good in TNA, Bully Ray.
The Bully Ray run.
He had a great heel run there. He was a proper prick.
He was a prick.
Season 8.
But that's what's mad. Like he was like that at ECW. He was even worse at ECW.
ECW, they were so sick.
They were bad. They were like,
There's some great promos from them.
Yep.
On YouTube from their ECW days. Horrible people.
You put one in the group chat, didn't you?
No, I think he did. Lapsid. Is that all the message in the thing?
Yeah, that's what I can see.
I've got a question to ask you guys though, but if you have enough time, but ask Lapsid on first.
Where is it?
He said questions.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, how would you book Bobby Lashley to make his championship run even more dominant and memorable? And which superstar would you be happy to end his reign? No one say Keith Lee, please.
I want one of the women that he had on the road to end his reign.
One of them, yeah.
All of them, man. Come on.
One of them.
A good night.
Give
All
me
of
for
them.
boss, man.
Why not Keith Lee? You not rate Keith Lee?
I believed in Keith Lee in NXT, but I'm not believing him in
That happens a lot as well.
I've lost it, fam. I'm so sorry, fam.
Not yet. Give Keith Lee maybe a bit longer.
Yes, call a spade a spade. Drew McIntyre's gonna win. He's gonna beat him out when crowds come back.
McIntyre, enough isn't. I don't know. Not now.
Mark it on the wall.
Not now.
Drew McIntyre's gonna come. He's gonna defeat him when fans come back.
Do you know how funny it is? A year, like I said before, a year ago, the way Roman and Drew have switched because Drew was the fan favorite, and everyone was like, they're shoving Roman down our throats and all of this type of stuff, and then a year later, it's switched around.
Yeah, fully.
It's crazy.
Pandemic.
You're right. It's pandemic.
My little brother asks, what moment in wrestling would you like to not take place? The Montreal screw job, Undertaker losing his streak, Black Wednesday, Owen Hart incident, or Edge retiring?
Undertaker not for...
Take Owen Hart incident out of that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Undertaker not losing the streak.
Undertaker losing streak.
Yeah, Undertaker losing the streak. That has to... He should have had that forever. Sorry.
I think he should have lost it.
No, he shouldn't have lost it. No, he should not. He should have not. He should have not have lost it. We'll go to another argument today. No, he should have not have lost it. Let's just keep it.
The question I was
No, he should not have lost it.
I'm not fussed that he lost it.
No, I'm fussed that he lost it.
He lost it to the right person.
No, the man is so credible. He should have been undefeated and left. left.
The only person I
and
think that
left.
could have potentially beat him that would have made sense is Bray.
That's exactly.
but
what
other than that,
But
Bray-
even that, yeah,
That's
Bray was
exactly-
the only one that I might have accepted.
that's what I wanted.
might
But
have
you're a
accepted.
Brock Lesnar fan, so you should be happy that out of
I
all
was
people,
not happy because I didn't want Undertaker to lose full
but
stop.
of all people, who would you have wanted besides Bray? Wouldn't it have been Brock?
Probably, maybe
Brock is the most legitimate person in that roster at the moment.
Or
So,
Kane.
Kane. But that's yeah.
At the time,
to be fair, Kane lost twice already, so I don't know if I'd be happy.
No,
with
but
him.
I'd have taken it as
That makes-
in
yeah.
story if you'd have
And
booked
Kane being
it
cheeky
properly.
again, there's
Poetic
nothing.
justice, isn't it? It makes sense.
Like if you'd have booked it properly, obviously like Kane's a younger brother. Eventually, at some point,
He's gonna
yeah,
overpower.
like you know what I mean. It is what it is.
It's true.
Like you could have done that as a storyline, but yeah, I mean in the end it's irrelevant because I had to see man wrestle in Saudi with no legs. So
Yeah, that was fucking hell.
That's all the questions.
The
Yeah.
question I've got for obviously ask Logan, innit? Probably we can answer it next week as well. Logan, so WWE have signed you. You've been in the company for 10 years. How would you put yourself over as a heel?
WWE have signed me. I've been in the company already for 10 years.
Actually, you've resigned. You've had the whole thing as a heel. You've had the whole thing as a face.
Yeah.
You've been there for 10 years.
Yeah.
You've resigned for another 5 years. How would you come?
So I haven't left. I've come.
You're just still there, but you've resigned. You've had a nice face run, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Hulk Hogan style face run. How would you put yourself as a heel?
How would I put myself over as a heel?
First question on TikTok, and I was like kind of spun because I have one foot in my head in it, but if you have enough time, we can go through it.
I would consistently cheat to win. I don't see enough of that.
But would that make you a heel? Would that make you a
Yeah.
babyface?
That would make you.
Not babyface. Would that make you a
Like, I not only cheat to win, but like disrespectfully cheating, and also like do more stuff after the bell.
Yeah,
well.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking
Like-
more of that. Yeah,
Like hurt people
fully.
for no reason. There's not enough of that, and I don't mean like injury angle come back to like not hurt, but like
Teach them a lesson.
like you know what I mean, like more leave. I would immediately have a submission finisher. Yeah. And I'm leaving that shit on. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm probably kicking you and spitting on you after.
When you're still
Do
unconscious.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, want people. I want people. I want like that 70s, 80s hate you heat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Happy.
Not like I don't want to do anything that people could be like, oh yeah, but he's cool and edgy. Like, rah, nah, he's a prick.
Yeah, fully.
My man's a dickhead for that.
Yeah. No,
That-
makes a lot of sense.
Basically.
So, do you wanna go?
I mean, similar to that, but on the reverse, I'd probably just as soon as the bell rings, I'm leaving the ring.
Walking out.
Walking out.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
but when do you wrestle though? Like
Maybe
have
at
to
the
come back
pay per
eventually.
view, and then maybe at that point, by the time we get to the pay per
Yeah, it's an
view,
Eva Marie thing.
not even about maybe worse. Like with Eva Marie, she's making excuses of why she can't wrestle. I'm not going to wrestle because you guys don't deserve to see me.
Since the bell rings, you walk out.
I'm walking out. I'm leaving the ring. I'm wasting everyone's time. I'm wasting everyone's time. By the time we get to the pay per view, then I'll probably do what Logan does and just cheat.
So for me, I'd probably like. I don't know why this came to my mind, but like, you know when Tetsuya Naito was just throwing the belt around and just breaking it. Like I'd like
Disrespecting it.
What I'd do, this is a bad. What I'll do, like you know when Seth Rollins had Intercontinental and WWE. I'll finally get both. I'll just disrespect the titles. I'll be spinning them like toys. I'll be throwing it around. Just like it will piss people off. And the thing is, the reason it will piss people off because when it comes to me actually wrestling him, people be like, "Oh, he's actually great," and then I win the match. Just dash the title. Just dash him. Dash him.
I think for me, it's kind of more like Logan. I think I'll just start flipping out. Like, fuck this. I'll start swearing. Like, fuck it. Back to the person. I don't care, Vince. Smash the whole ring up. What are you gonna do? Like, I'll actually break the whole ring. I'm smashing guy in the turnbuckle. Every single turnbuckle. I'm ripping it all off. I'm just going mad. And I'm saying, fuck it. Whoever wants it is just going to feel it. Like, I don't give a shit. Ha. And that's it. Keep it moving.
I think for me, what I'll do is obviously the biggest babyface in wrestling at the time. For example, say for John Cena. John Cena's back at his hometown. I'll fuck the shit out of him.
Hey yo!
You're not getting that.
Wait!
And let me say myself, I'll beat this shit.
Man said triple XPW.
Just say your. I can't even say too much. I'll keep my mouth shut anyway. I'll keep my mouth
I
shut.
got the cameras. I've been cool. I'm joking. What's it? It's got
That's the worst.
That's the worst one.
That's the worst.
That's the worst one you've done.
I'm cut
He
out.
does this all the time. Don't cut out. Don't cut out.
Hey, Logan.
It's going to be on the audio. It's going to be on the audio.
Hey, Logan.
Does this all the time.
Let me clear myself up.
This is-
So basically, what I'll do is
This is gimmick.
I'll beat him up like to the point where like he's unresponsive in it. know what I mean, and get the crowd reaction in it. I shouldn't have spoke.
Was it Jeff with a chair on the head thing and jump from the top? Boom.
You saw what Austin done to Pillman.
Yeah.
I'll do that, but even worse.
But the thing is, people hate Cena already. I don't think Cena's the.
As in, not Cena. Okay, who can I give?
Yeah, but whoever's the
Whoever's the face at the time.
For example, say if let's say
Brian.
say if Daniel Bryan's back at his hometown,
Yeah.
beat him up to the point where he's like,
Battering Daniel Bryan is instant heel heat.
fam, you're finished, bro. And go to the commentary thing after and sit down there and just
Get Daniel Bryan and put his head on a chair and start doing them fake.
Done.
I'm
Then
gonna
I'll
smash
just
the
say the
chair
end
shots.
How's Brie? Keep it moving.
that's it. Come on, leave that thing. Everyone's just throwing like water and stuff at me, fam.
Yeah. Do you know what? I miss all that, man. Remember the end of Nitro?
It's a throw, yeah.
Dashing it in the ring.
The last time I remember somebody getting water dashed at them was when MJF turned on Cody.
Yeah.
And then MJF was walking out. Somebody just dashed water at MJF. Yeah.
You're doing your job, bro. If man are throwing $12 sodas at you in the arena,
Trust.
Yeah, you're doing your job.
You're doing the job.
NWO used to always do fam. Every single thing, and I was there, fam. Always got the thingy rubbish in the ring, fam. But yeah, man, that was a sick podcast, man. Obviously, with the little blip in the end, but we moved.
You have to keep that in. You can't take that out.
I'm bleeping that shit out.
It's gonna be on Spotify anyways. If you listen to Spotify,
I'll get it to you. No, you can't.
I was trying to be cool the whole podcast in it, but you guys get what I mean, fam. When you wasn't here, fam, it was calm, fam. You wouldn't have said this shit. What the fuck you not talking about? Fam, it was calm. I've been saying some mad stuff last week. You don't say this shit.
Oh shit.
But
But this
yeah,
time I didn't even say anything. I actually just looked at you. It was I just looked at you.
because it's like it wasn't like
It just rolled off the tongue. It was so natural.
Yeah, so that was mad.
bad.
Yeah. But Logan, honestly, appreciate you coming
Appreciate
down.
you
It's
for
been a
coming
long
down,
time, man. Come on, man.
Big man.
been a pleasure. Thank you.
You wanna plug yourself with anything?
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, you see? What about this guy talking about?
2 for 1. 2 in 1 episode.
We need to stop this. We have to stop this, please. Please. Can we stop this, please?
Logan, yeah. Where can we find you, bro?
Jesus is
Yeah,
Lord.
social media, DJ Logan Sama.
Wow.
If you like grime music, then we've just launched a website with like a bunch of grime news on there, which we update every day, called keepingitgrimy.com. Grimy has no E in it, but yeah, we post that all over the place. So we're on social media as well, Keeping It Grimy. So check that out.
Are there any wrestling inspired grime songs you wanna suggest for anyone, or any sick grime?
Wrestling inspired grime songs. Bruv, the list isn't very long, is it? To be fair.
Who does that? Wait, talk about Kane.
Oh, that's Grim Sickers.
Yeah, Grim Sickers.
Grim Sickers is called Kane.
I like that remix.
I think he did a thing called Vince McMahon as well. Trying to think. Wonder did a remix of the Undertaker theme, DJ Wonder, back in the day.
Sick.
Mad old. And then the last one that I really like is a guy called Rox Foe.
It's cold.
Yeah.
He's flipping cold.
Yes, he is good.
He did a SmackDown Hotel remix of a single that I can't remember the name of because I'm old and senile. But it's sick. Try and find it if you can.
Love that.
It's been Doughboy.
Nafi.
Okay.
Sam Blacks.
Wresthings by the Mandem for the man.
Mandem.
Bow, pussy, I'm back. Bobby Lash.
Oh shit.